Good morning and welcome to an episode of Fertility Talk. We are joined today by Dr. Debbie Prince, and she's a fertility specialist at Fembryo Fertility Clinic. So, Dr. Debbie, thank you very much for doing this talk with us today.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, thank you. So we just have 5 questions. We're back on the get to know your doctor topic. And just to get to so that you know when before you're going to see anyone at the clinics, who you are speaking to, and you can feel comfortable when you're going into their office. So, doctor, thank you for doing this. And we're going to start off with our first question is, what inspired you to become a fertility specialist, and what keeps you passionate about this field today?
Um, yeah, so I think like to get to where I am today, it's been many, many, many years. I was an undergraduate student at UCT a very long time ago, and when I was there, I was very interested in surgery and pediatrics, not really gynecology. And so I applied to do those things when I went into internship and community service, and I was actually placed in gynecology in my ComServe year. And that was around 2010-ish. And since then, I have just fallen in love with gynecology, and just working with women really is close to my heart. And then I decided to specialize in gynecology. And when I was going through that, I started trying to have a baby, and I also struggled. And so then I also went to see a fertility specialist. And just my interactions with the field, with the people who were other fertility specialists or reproductive medicine specialists, the fact that I could, within the field, still practice my love for surgery, still practice my love for almost creating babies and that early antenatal care. It just was a fit for me. And then when I went through my own fertility issues, it just became more important to me to be able to help.
Well, thank you very much for that. What's one thing that you wish more patients knew before coming to their first fertility appointment?
I think it's hard because I think I know when I went to my first fertility appointment, it had already been 3 years of trying. And I mean, I'm a gynecologist, so I should have known better. But when I went, I think a lot of people are either in denial that it's going to be a long journey, or they're scared. And
Mm,
I just hope that people who come to finally end up at the fertility clinic know that there's no person who shouldn't be here, that it's better to come earlier rather than
yeah,
late. It is a long and a hard journey in general because there's lots of stuff that we're still trying to figure out in the science. It's an imperfect science, and although we've come a very far way, we've still got a lot to go. So usually it does take quite a while, and there's lots of ups and downs and lots of uncertainties. But you are at the right place. It is the place to give you the hope
yeah,
of having the baby that you need. So those are the two things, hope and resilience, I think you need when you come to a fertility
absolutely.
clinic.
Absolutely. Do you think you connect? I know it's not part of the questions, but do you think you connect better with patients because you've been on that journey before?
I think I understand the hardship of
Mm,
waiting and waiting every month for that positive, and
yeah,
waiting for the good outcome and not knowing. And also, I find that a lot of people become almost obsessed about what they can do to change the outcome,
yeah,
and there's so little that one can actually do in terms of supplements and diet and all those other things. So I think it's in a world of instant gratification, it's probably the opposite. It's
yeah,
something that you're going to have to do the journey, do the time, put in the hard miles, and wait for. And I think that in that way I can relate.
yeah.
And I think it is a difficult journey. And I think I needed help, I needed support, and I would hope to be a support for people who are going through it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so this is a nice question, a personal question. How do you unwind after a long day in the clinic or lab?
So I was thinking about that and I'm like, I don't really unwind. So I'm still busy raising two tiny little boys. I also had kids a little bit later. So I've got a 8-year-old and a 4-year-old boy, and they're
Same for
very,
me.
very busy. So most of my time I'm either working or studying or being with my kids. But
Okay.
if I could choose, I would probably have a nice dinner with my husband, or I used to travel, so
Yeah.
hopefully one day I can do that again.
Thank you very much. And then what has been one of the most memorable or rewarding moments in your career so far?
Oh, I think there's not one that stands out.
Yeah.
I mean, there are those patients that will always stick with you, that you think of often, and it's often the successes. And when patients reach out to you to just connect and show you how well they're doing, that is always
Mhm.
great. And when people say thank you, that's always lovely.
Yeah.
And then also just getting the colleagues that I've ended up becoming very close to because we've all been through such hard times together.
Yeah.
So I think the relationships are probably the highlights of my career. Yeah.
Okay, great. Our very last question is, if you weren't a doctor, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
I can't imagine myself doing anything else. I think I really love what I do.
Yeah.
Um, I think I wish I had a way of having a more creative outlet
Yeah.
in my job. So maybe something creative. But I suppose one always thinks about the opposite to what you're doing if
Yeah.
you think of an alternative. But I don't think I could do anything else.
Thank you very much. I think that's what I'm getting from most of the doctors. It's like this is what they started out and this is what they always wanted to do because
Yeah.
their heart and everything is there, you know,
And I
it's
think
not
it's so
just something you
hard that
decide.
if you can't, if it's not your heart, I
Yeah,
think it's so hard you won't make it.
yeah. Thank you very much, Doctor. It's been an absolute pleasure. So, Dr. Debbie Prince, as I said, she's at Fembryo Clinic. If you'd like to get hold of her, you can visit their website. It's www.fembryo. Is it just fembryo.co.za?
Embryo.co.za.
Yeah,
And we're in Port
fembryo.co.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in Port Elizabeth. So if you'd like to get hold of her, you can visit her there. You can contact them that way, or you can visit them. They got a page, a listing on our website. You just go under Fertility Clinics, Eastern Cape, and that's where you'll find all the details. So thank you very much again for joining us, and have a lovely day further, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thanks. Bye.